It's up to both guys what they want out of this. Tyson knows he's got to change everything, 380-degree turnaround. And if he's not prepared to do that, well, good luck to Usyk. But let me tell you, once Tyson's head's on, Usyk's not the man to do it.
Tyson Fury recently faced the second defeat of his career, and it seems he's struggling to accept it. Initially, Fury claimed he was robbed by the judges, asserting he had won the fight by
kicked in the nuts day after day, and you start thinking, you know, well, what's it all about this? They've lost a great champion. You know, it'd be a sad thing and a shame that the undisputed fight never may happen.
3 rounds. Rumours even swirled about him filing an appeal, though he ultimately chose not to pursue it. Despite dropping the appeal, Fury is now calling for a trilogy fight against Oleksandr Usyk, the opponent who decisively outclassed him in 2 consecutive bouts. Sometimes it's better to accept when an opponent is simply better, as
through people being stupid. But if they be sensible, regroup, sit down round a table like proper business people, we can make this fight happen. It should have took Wembley. I don't know what he's doing with Daniel Levard. I can't see that fight happening, to be honest with you.
Choosing to do so can lead to questionable decisions, like pursuing a third fight after 2 clear defeats. This insistence has even caused tension with his father, John Fury, who has advised against the trilogy. John reportedly questioned Tyson's legacy, expressing concerns that his son's inability to handle the loss gracefully could tarnish his reputation in boxing. The Fury family's reputation has already been marred by numerous controversies, and this recent fallout hasn't helped their
If that fight happens, it's a stupid move, because imagine if Daniel Levard, which Daniel's quite capable of turning him over, then what?
Standing in the boxing world. Critics argue Tyson's handling of the situation may cause him to be remembered more for his missteps than his achievements in the ring. The Fury family's ability to generate massive paydays has long been rooted in their penchant for controversy. However, this approach has also drawn significant
Ringcraft, skill, strength, fighting know-how prevails on the end. And he just had too many tricks in his arsenal for Derek, you know, but...
backlash from boxing fans and professionals alike. Recently, tension between Tyson Fury and his father, John Fury, has escalated, leaving fans intrigued by the drama. Some even joke that a fight between the two could be as entertaining as their actual boxing matches. The feud began when Tyson reportedly decided to heed fans' criticism.
Can be a part of them all this time for the match.
It's difficult, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Criticisms and remove his father from his corner. In a candid interview, Tyson admitted the move had strained his relationship with everyone in his circle, except his trainers.
Do you think that he will be furious? He will be angry?
Who? Alexander?
Yes, Usyk.
No, he won't be furious. He'll be okay.
You will be furious?
When asked about his mindset leading up to the fight and his relationship with his father, Tyson offered a blunt response. Like I say, I've not spoken to anybody. Shane's been with me the whole camp. We've had 60 days together, driving each other mad. He's called me every useless thing under the sun. Huey came over.
You're the clan, I'm the father of the clan, but not the leader.
You're the father of the clan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, put me right.
No, you okay?
Are you happy with that tonight?
First of all, I gotta say, congratulations.
For 2 weeks ago, and that's it. I've just been focused on the fight and doing my job. Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, has launched a series of fiery social media rants following his son's second consecutive loss to Oleksandr Usyk in their unified World Heavyweight Championship rematch. While his criticism has largely targeted Usyk, the judges and the World Boxing Council, John hasn't held back from directing some of his ire at...
Wasn't going to win the fight.
We were saying that on the broadcast. They needed mercy.
You needed mercy. You know, and at the end of the referee seen it, the light, and you know what? Good refereeing. But there's clots of blood over...
Tyson himself, accusing him of being careless and ill-prepared for the fight. John Fury initially accused Usyk and the judges of robbing Tyson of victory, claiming the system had been manipulated to favour Usyk. However, despite these accusations, John also expressed frustration with Tyson.
People in the UK, what doubted my son, I said, every TV company you want sacking off. Sack them off Monday morning, so don't...
Pointing out that he spent months in training only to deliver a subpar performance. During his training camp in Malta, Tyson reportedly committed himself fully to preparation, isolating from his household and adhering to a strict routine. Reflecting on his time there, Tyson described a monotonous schedule. It was decent weather, dry, and we had good facilities. I'd go to the gym in the morning.
It's a comical act with John in the corner. And I think it distracted Tyson. So if he distracted him in the corner, how was he in the 12-week training camp?
Come back, eat, go to the gym in the evening, eat again, then watch TV, and get to bed early. I woke up early every day. The only time we left was for the gym or church on Sundays. Despite such rigorous preparation, Tyson's loss has left his father disappointed, fueling further tensions within the already tumultuous Fury family dynamic.
Quit pulling back or you're getting caught. Win these 2 rounds. Go.
Tyson Fury's decision to remove his father, John Fury, from his corner has sparked significant debate, with tensions running high in the Fury camp. While training for his rematch against Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson cut off communication with most of his family, including his wife, Paris, and his father, John. Only his trainers, Sugar Hill Stewart and Andy Lee, were present throughout, with Tyson's brother, Shane Fury, joining the team later.
Fury, why are you avoiding me? Saying there's no money in fighting me. I've stepped up to the mark, John, and accepted your challenge.
John Fury has criticized this approach, arguing that it strained Tyson's relationships, all for a preparation that still ended in defeat. Tyson's choice to sideline his father came after years of complaints from fans and professionals, who argued that John's presence in his corner was more of a distraction than a benefit. During Tyson's undisputed world heavyweight title bout against Usyk, John was reported
started where Big John Fury challenged any man over 50 to a fight. That's my recollection of it, but you tell me where the beef began with Big John.
Reportedly seen shouting over his son's ear, hindering instructions from the more experienced Sugar Hill and Andy Lee. This excessiveness has earned John backlash, even from unlikely critics. One notable voice is Joe Egan, former sparring partner of Mike Tyson and famously dubbed the world's toughest white man by the boxing legend himself. Egan has weighed in on the situation, supporting Tyson's decision to part ways with his father, further fueling the ongoing drama surrounding the Fury family and their...
Hello, everyone. I think I've got one last hurrah in me. I haven't fought in over 20 years. John Fury is my friend, and he's a good fighting man.
Turbulent dynamics.
His challenge was issued,
Joe
and
Egan
Egan
and
sat
John
back
Fury
and waited
have
for
been
Fury to
embroiled in a
respond.
fiery
Fury is
feud,
my friend,
exchanging
and he is a good
heated
fighting
words that
man,
have
same as
only
myself,
intensified
a good
in
fighting
recent
man,
months.
and I think the two
During
of
an
us would have
appearance
getting
on
politely
Frick on
enough.
Fighting with
Hello
Carl
everyone,
Frick,
said
Egan
Big Joe
launched a
Egan, and on the
scathing
planet
attack
went on.
Fury,
I haven't
accusing
fought
him
in
of
over
always
20
seeking the
years.
spotlight
John have a
and
great
dragging his
boxing
son,
match.
Tyson Fury, into
Out in Saudi, let's show them in a video message a few
For
months
Egan,
ago.
it was the perfect
I have
moment
one
to
last hurrah in
retaliate
me,
after
the
months
toughest
of
white man.
trading barbs
YouTubers
on
and Saudi
social
royals,
media.
how two old warriors
John
can
Fury,
perform.
during his own interview with
A good fighting man, and I think the two of us would have a great boxing match. Out in Saudi, let's show them YouTubers and them Saudi royals how two old warriors can perform.
Carl Froch, reflected on the roots of their animosity, which began years ago. However, it's their more recent clashes that have fueled this ongoing war of words, even as John continues to grapple with Tyson's loss to Oleksandr Usyk and the fallout from his surprising dismissal from his son's corner. The latest chapter in their feud began when John Fury made the bold claim that no 58-year-old on earth could defeat him. Joe Egan, ever the showman, responded in a video message, starting on a respectful note. "Hello everyone," said Big Joe Egan. "I've got one last hurrah in me." The self-proclaimed...
You got my friend Joe Egan really mad at you, saying you wanted to fight me. And he also told me that you told Russell Crowe that he was a fraud. So Joe Egan is looking for John Fury, okay? And if I'm able to see that...
toughest white man on the planet went on, "I haven't fought in over 20 years. John Fury is my friend and a good fighting man, same as myself. I think the two of us would put on a great boxing match in Saudi Arabia. Let's show those YouTubers and Saudi royals how two old warriors can perform." With his challenge issued, Egan waited for Fury to respond. However, the former bare-knuckle boxer and father of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury initially stayed silent.
Okay, Joe Egan, here's where it's at. You're saying KSI is backing you for millions of pounds when they can't pay me 200 what they owe me. But here's one for you, mate. Tell that rat next to you, that pineapple, wire me my money across for you.
Silent, leaving Egan to wonder whether Fury would step up to the challenge or let the rivalry simmer further? John Fury has been juggling multiple rivalries, already caught in a war of words with former super middleweight champion Carl Froch, and even calling out heavyweight legend Mike Tyson. However, Joe Egan raised the stakes by involving his old friend and sparring partner, Iron Mike Tyson, in the feud. Tyson added fuel to the fire in a video message directed at Fury. "John Fury, you've got my friend Joe Egan really mad at you," Tyson said in the video. "He's told me..."
To me, what he is prepared to pay me to fight you. I'm not hard to do business with, mate. You know, and at the end of the day, like you say, you want to make a few quid. You know, so do I. And I'll fight anybody, like I said, when it makes business sense. So here's what they've got to do.
"You wanted to fight me, and he also mentioned you told Russell Crowe he was a fraud. So Joe Egan is looking for you, John Fury. And if I get to watch that fight, I hope it's not in England, because I can't travel there. I'm a felon. But Joe is coming for you, for my honor." Tyson's intervention left Fury little choice but to respond. In a video posted on X, formerly Twitter, Fury agreed to fight Egan, but only under specific conditions. He demanded
Ukrainian's team. He has since apologized for the violent act, but is continuing to receive huge criticism for his behavior. Saudi Arabia last Monday, ahead of his him out once more. John Fury caused mayhem, and following that chaos, Joe Egan called.
"I'm not hard to do business with, mate. You want to make a few quid, and I'll fight anyone if it makes business sense."
To take this opportunity to apologise on behalf of the boxing world to the Saudi royal family and to the people of Saudi Arabia who have welcomed the Fury family into their wonderful country. I will take great pleasure in...
But here's the thing, I said I'd never do business with that rat, KSI. But now it's personal, Joe. You're running around on the internet, being disrespectful. You'd better hope he backs you with millions, because one way or another, you're going to have to fight me when you see me. Fury ended by challenging Egan to formalize the deal. Tell him to put an offer in writing. Let's see what he's prepared to pay.
Man to bits if he ever has the courage to climb into the boxing ring with me. The world wants to see manners put on this man, and I am the man to do that. The week of your son's biggest fight of his life.
Because disrespect doesn't come free, Joe. John Fury's feud with Joe Egan continues to escalate, with tensions flaring once again after a chaotic incident in Saudi Arabia. Fury recently reignited the drama by headbutting a member of Oleksandr Usyk's team during fight week, an act that caused widespread condemnation. While Fury later apologized for his behavior, the backlash has been severe. Among his loudest critics is ex-Irish professional boxer Joe Egan, who used the incident as an opportunity to renew his challenge. Speaking on X, formerly Twitter, Egan didn't mince words. "I believe you've all seen..."
You end up being the first one to get cut in the fight, John.
Sincere apologies to everybody involved, to be honest. It's just the way we...
In the conduct of this low-life bully boy thug John Fury today, he said, "I want to take this chance to apologize on behalf of the boxing world to the Saudi royal family and the people of Saudi Arabia, who welcomed the Fury family into their wonderful country. Also, my apologies go out to the people of Ukraine for the conduct of this scumbag." Egan went on to issue a direct challenge. "I would take great pleasure in smashing this man to bits."
He's a very disrespectful fellow, wasn't he? Okay, anybody knows you come close in a fighting man's space, you're going to cop for some of that, or else there's something wrong, isn't there?
If he ever has the courage to step into the ring with me. The world wants to see manners put on this thug. Before this, Fury had made his own inflammatory remarks, challenging Egan to a fight only if certain conditions were met. "Wire me my £200,000 from KSI and we can do business," Fury demanded in an earlier video. "If you don't, forget about it. Joe, you're going to have to fight me when you see me anyway. When I do see you, mate."
I think he believed the hype that his brilliance was going to beat Usyk. And yes, he is brilliant. He had flashes of brilliance in the fight, but he wasn't able to sustain the brilliance because he wasn't fit. And then he had that other Ramadan, his father, in the corner, telling him,
"It's coats off. Let's hope we can make a few quid out of it." As the drama intensifies, fans are left wondering if this bitter rivalry will ever be settled in the ring. Joe Egan has intensified his feud with John Fury, this time holding him responsible for Tyson Fury's disappointing loss to Oleksandr Usyk on Saturday night. Egan didn't hold back as he criticized Tyson's preparation and questioned his father's disruptive presence in the corner during the fight. Egan began by casting doubt on Tyson Fury's focus, claiming the Gypsy King underestimated his opponent. "I don't think Tyson Fury took this fight seriously," Egan said. "I think he believed the hype that his brilliance alone would beat Usyk. And yes, there were flashes of brilliance in the fight, but he wasn't able to sustain them because he wasn't fit." The former boxer went on
instructions over Sugar Hill and Andy Lee, who have forgotten more about boxing than he ever will know. Do you understand? And it wasn't
to blame John Fury for being a distraction, comparing his instructions to those of Tyson's more experienced trainers. Instead of letting Sugar Hill Stewart and Andy Lee, two men who have forgotten more about boxing than John Fury will ever know, take charge, John was shouting over them, causing confusion. Egan also drew comparisons to Tyson Fury's earlier days in boxing, noting a stark difference in his physical condition. Back then, Tyson looked fitter, sharper, and more serious about his craft than he does now, he said. John Fury, however, attempted to defend his controversial headbutt on a member.
It was a close fight, but it was only 50% of Tyson Fury. He wasn't fit for that fight, Carl. I don't care what anybody says. He was thinner, they were saying his weight was great. He wasn't.
Of Usyk's team earlier in the week, justifying his actions to Sky Sports News. "They disrespected my son, the best heavyweight to ever wear gloves," John claimed. "They stepped into my space, and as a warrior, you don't let that slide. That's what fighting people do." Despite his apology, John Fury's conduct has drawn heavy criticism, with Egan and many others calling for him to take responsibility for the distractions surrounding Tyson's camp. Joe Egan didn't hold back in critiquing Tyson Fury's performance against Oleksandr Usyk, drawing sharp comparisons to Fury's past fights. "Look at the Tyson that boxed Klitschko 10 years ago in Germany."
He didn't prepare properly for that fight. There's an old saying, fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. His training camp was broke up, right? He was out in Dubai watching Ngannou and Joshua 9 weeks before the fight.
Germany. How supremely fit was he then? Or the Tyson that fought Deontay Wilder in their first fight, he was in incredible shape, Egan said. But the Tyson that boxed Wallin, or even Ngannou, wasn't fit in either fight. It was the same with Usyk. He wasn't 100% fit, and it showed, even though he still came close. Egan argued that Tyson's lack of fitness was due to a failure of discipline in his camp. "There are too many people in his camp who